December 13th, Tokyo, Japan. Our very own little Paul Butler has got the mighty task of trying to defeat monster Naoya Inoue. This is for all the marbles. This is for undisputed at £118. Now, he comes as a champion, but he's going to be looked upon as a scrub. The odds will say he is cannon fodder. Now, from his perspective, he's got nothing to lose. Surely no pressure. All the pressure is on Inoue. Not only to win, but to look good. People just think this is a case of rounds. Which round will Inoue beat him in? And most people think it's going to be within the first half of the fight. Manny Rodriguez, common opponent who defeated Butler in 2018, says he'd be surprised if this goes more than 5. And it was actually kind of refreshing to hear the Puerto Rican concede that, look, Inoue is my best opponent, hands down. Yeah, I maybe fought the wrong kind of fight, but he's super explosive. Paul Butler is going to have to do something miraculous to win this one. If he somehow pulled it off, how big would it be in the annals of British upsets? Probably right at the top. You do think of the likes of Lloyd Honeyghan at welterweight, dethroning Donald Curry, who was really highly rated back in those days. The Lone Star Cobra, he looked so good. Possible challenger to Leonard. But Butler, when you look at the common opponents, you look at the eye test, just where they're at in their careers right now. It's just like, man, this has just got early KO written all over it, even if Butler does everything as well as he can. It kind of reminds me of Vasily Lomachenko's fight against our very own Anthony Crolla back in 2019. That had mismatch written all over it, and it basically played out that way. Lomachenko looked more destructive than usual on the world scene, ending it in the 4th round. Crolla was in a very sorry state at the end, face first, knocked basically cold from a right hook that was thrown quite easily as well. It was like Lomachenko was just still getting into his groove. Not a punch that he even meant to do real damage, but it just did because such was the gap in talent. That's what people think is going to happen here. How does Butler not get knocked out? Inoue isn't a guy who has to butter up a certain punch. He doesn't even really have a honey punch. They're all good. The left hook, the straight right, all the shots to the body. He has so many routes to destruction. Yes, Butler's only been stopped once back in 2015 against, admittedly, a very beautiful uppercut against Alane Tete. But since his last loss, 2018 against Rodriguez, the opposition has been really whatever. And Inoue is just different gravy compared to any of those guys. The overwhelming opinions and predictions for this fight is that Butler is going to be getting taken out early and easily. So he should actually draw strength from that. I'm supposed to be getting blown away, so every minute longer I'm in the ring, every extra round is more power to me. That means I'm doing all right. And maybe I can grow into this. Maybe I can find that confidence to excel, to do something I've never done, fight at a level I've never fought at, and try and give the Japanese some trouble. And who knows, if there's a miracle working on the night, maybe a little bit of trouble will turn into something else. The real question, though, is what is going to be next for Inoue after he very probably gets rid of Butler. I've mentioned before in other videos that COVID had the worst effect on Inoue's career out of all top boxers. It derailed the John Rail Casemiro fight, which for a lot of people was the most interesting encounter at £118 for the monster. We're not going to get it. He's going to have to go up a weight. And so the real meat of his career, we're still waiting for it. He's at full stride now. He's going to be 30 next year. It feels like we've already wasted a bit of time against the likes of a Maloney and then like Aaron DePayne. The competition level did drop. We need to go up to 122 now. Fight against naturally bigger guys like Fulton, Figueroa, Akhmadaliev. Not necessarily ideal for a guy who's a pretty modest-sized bantam as it is, but he has to go up the weights to chase that greatness, as they say. to get those other scalps at a weight that perhaps the casual fan will look at a bit more, giving away more of that time of day and go, you know what? He definitely is one of the top guys. I'm going to tune in. And then he can start to make more of that money that he definitely deserves.